Mr. B.S. Kushwa is a civil service aptitude trainer. He is an expert teacher in mathematics and statistics. He holds double post-graduation in MSc Mathematics and MBA Finance. Let me welcome Mr. B.S. Kushwa for his session.
Hello, I am B.S. Kushwa, CSAT expert, and I welcome you all in Vedic IAS Academy. So basically today we'll talk about the CSAT examinations. Right, this is the examinations for aptitude, right? Civil services aptitude test. Basically, this is the second paper of your prelims, which is called GK2 also. CSAT is the qualifying nature until you are not appearing for Indian Forest Service examinations. That means if you are appearing for Indian Forest Service examinations, then you need to score in this one also, because the marks of the CSAT examination are also counted in the final merit of prelims in Indian Forest Services, but it is not the same in civil services examinations, means Indian Administrative Services. So when we talk about the perspective of IAS examinations, the CSAT exam is for qualifying nature. You need to score 33% marks. There are total 80 questions which contain 200 marks. That means for 33% you need to solve around 27 questions to qualify the CSAT examinations. But it is not like that you will attempt only 27, because some would be wrong, some would be right. So 27 is your accurate right questions after deducting your wrong one and the negative marking effect created by the wrong questions. Clear? Now, when we talk about what should be the approach, what is the syllabus, what are the portions covered in CSAT examinations, then let's have a look. CSAT examinations means CSAT paper is the combination of these 6 parts. The first one is what? Comprehension. When we talk about the comprehensions, there are around 30 questions from this part. This comprehension part is about to check your interpersonal skills, your communication skills, and your basic English. Right. When we talk about interpersonal skills and communication skills, means there are around of 15 passages, small passages are there. Some consist 1 question, some consist 2 questions, and there are at least 1 or 2, maximum 1 or 2 paragraphs which would consist around of 3 questions. Right. So basically questions would be around like 6, 7, 8 lines passages given, and question asked about you that what is the inference you can get from the given passage? What is the message author is giving by this passage? What could be the title of the passage, right? What could be the decision you can take out of this passage? So these type of questions are there in comprehension part. These consist of 30 questions. Now, when we talk about logical reasoning, general mental ability, basic numeracy, data interpretation, and decision making, these all 5 portions consist 50 questions. But it is not like that 10 question each, right? So first of all, I have written these in sequence with importance. Logical reasoning is the most important part. Is around 20 to 22 questions are there out of this, around 20 to 20, right? When we talk about logical reasoning, in logical reasonings are reasoning in which you can connect the given statements with the logic, and you can draw the diagram, so you can go to your solutions by using the logic provided by the questions, right? Like arrangements. Arrangement could be what? Sitting arrangement in linear form, sitting arrangement in circular form, like circular table is provided. Sitting arrangement could be in rectangular form, right? And what? The arrangement in terms of alphabetical order. Alphabetical orders, arrangement of the person working in different companies, in living in some different apartments, like 5 persons A, B, C, D, E are living in 5 apartments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and data is provided about that the person C do not live on the extreme apartments and the lowest one, so it could be live between 2 to 4. Right? So these type of informations are provided. On the basis of that, you use the hidden inference also. Like if a question is saying that C could not be the neighbor of B, and B lives in apartment number 2 in some other statements. So it could be inferred that C cannot be on 1 and 3rd also, right? So other remaining are 4 and 5. So you need to use the positive statements also, you need to use the negative statements also. This is all about arrangement. Now, one more important part is what? Cuboid, means painting of cubes, blood relations. These are some important topics which are covered in logical reasoning for CSAT perspective. Most of the examinations you will see that there are 4, 5 questions with the same topic, like blood relation. Mostly questions are coming with introduction questions. Like introduction questions are like, A is the son of B's father's sister. A is the son of B's father's sister. Then what is the relation between A and B? These are called introduction questions. Other questions are what, like family tree questions, in which we provide some information about a family, like who is the father, who is the son, who is daughter, who is wife, who is husband, and all that. And on the basis of that, we draw a family diagram and we solve the given questions. Whenever the set of the question, means the family diagram is provided, question asking about the family diagram, mostly they ask about 3 questions or 4 questions or 5 questions. That means you spend your 1.5 minutes to draw a diagram, then you would be able to answer 3 questions and 4 questions on the basis of that single diagram. So when we talk about the logical reasoning, now this time you have very less time to prepare for your examination, which is coming in 2020 in October, right? So what you need to do, that you cannot start a new thing. You just need to focus what you have done. You need to revise the concept. Now, the full logical reasoning revision, you can do that you need to emphasize on some topics, like blood relation, you need to emphasize. Right? You need to emphasize on cubes. There is difference between cubes and dice, so differentiate the your topics. Cubes, like you need to emphasize on arrangement, right? You need to emphasize on ranking. Ranking are like that a person is 17th from the left hand of the line and the B is 19th from the right hand. There is 17% between A and B. How many persons are there, or what is the position of A from the right hand? So these type of questions comes in ranking also. You need to emphasize on these 3-4 types of, right? When we talk about the reasoning, one is also there, statement and conclusions. Statement and conclusion. You need to emphasize on this one also. Sometimes 4 questions are provided from the same topic in many examinations. Like in previous one, I think 2 questions are there, and last year there were 3 questions from the statement and conclusion itself. A statement conclusion, we have 2 types of statement and conclusion questions, and in which we covered the arguments also and course of action. So statement and conclusion, there are 2 types of statement conclusion. One is what the questions which you may have heard about, some pets are wild, some wild are tiger, all tigers are animal, and this type of question. On the basis of that, some conclusions are provided. Question asked about the which conclusion is right or wrong. And the second type is most important with the perspective of UPSC CSAT, right? Second type is what? Questions gives you 2 and 3 line passage only. A paragraph, a small paragraph of 2 and 3 lines, and after that it gives you that what is the conclusion you can draw, and 4 options are provided. You need to find out the best suitable conclusion out of these 4 options. Keep one thing in mind whenever we deal with conclusions, and this one, conclusion can be drawn out with the given passage only. You cannot use any information which is not provided in a question and which is not related to the paragraph or the passage, but you are taking that from the general life. You cannot take anything from the general life. Whatever is provided, you need to take the related information which is provided in the passage. So focus on that 2 and 3 lines of the passage, small passage. After that, you would be able to find out the conclusions. Right? These are 4-5 topics in which you can emphasize while revising your that logical reasoning. When we talk about general mental ability, what is general mental ability? Mental means what? The power of your mind. Ability means solving of question with your mind power. And general means what? the mind power which have the normal person's mind power, and you can solve the question with the normal person's mind power. That means for these type of question, you need not to have the mathematical aptitude. You need not to have mathematical background. You need not to be the expert of maths. Right? Means some question which can be solved with your normal brain, means the normal aptitude which you have in the common sense used to solve these type of questions. Like 20 persons are there in a party, each one is shaking hand with each other. How many handshake were there? You can do what? You can check out. A is going to handshake with 19%, B is going to handshake with one is already done, that means remaining 18%. And this way, you can normally add up the numbers and you can find out the number of handshakes. Like 15 persons are there, each and everyone is giving gift to each and everyone. Then find out the number of gift exchanged. That means every person is giving to everyone. Total 15 persons are there. That means the first person is giving gift to the 14. The same would be done by the second person also. That means every person would be having the 14 gifts each. There are total 15 persons. Then how many gifts are 15 into 14? These type of questions are there in general mental ability. Means questions related to maths, but there is no requirement of expertise of maths. You can normally solve these type of questions. Like if question says that what would be the remainder when we divide 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9 number is this by 3. You can generally divide this number also. This is also in the form of general mental abilities, right? When we talk about basic numeracy, this is what is small touch of mathematics. Not the expert of maths basically. This is what the small touch of mathematics, basic mathematics up to the 10th level. The same thing is for 10th level, right? Now, general mental ability, there are mostly around of 10 to 12 questions are there. Around of 10 to 12 questions they ask about. When we talk about the general basic numeracy, in basic numeracy we consist that number system. In number system we have remainder theorem, unit digit methods, divisibility rules, and remainder theorem, unit digit method, divisibility rules, and the numbers, about the numbers means LCM, HCF, their ratios and all that, right? When we talk more about this one, profit and loss, the percentage, time and work, time, speed, distance, AP, GP, boat, stream, race, and all the most of the things, right? But if you have done already, if you have gone through the courses, no problem. Your revision could be there. If you want to start a new one, that when you are planning that you have time to start a new topic, and focus on basic, means the number system. You get around of 2-3 questions out of this one. For revision, you need to emphasize on basic, that means number system, percentage, and what? Ratios. These three are the basic part by which you can solve each and every question. But if you have time, you can go with time and work, and races, time, speed, distance part is what? Race, boat and race, right? You can go with the race part also, that what are the types of questions which belongs to the question of race, like 2 person A and B are running a 100 meter race. A beats B by 10 meters. Second time A beats B by 5 seconds. What is the speed of B or A, right? These type of questions are in race part, right? So basic numeracy is what? A mathematics part up to the level of 10th. You need to focus on some standard topics. Clear? And there are, when we talk about how many questions would be there, their questions are around 18 to 20, right? Plus minus 1, 2 is also there. Now when we talk about these three are the important one, you can clear your examination with the help of these three, because at least they are consist of around 42 minimum questions are out of these three parts. 42 questions are minimum. Remaining 8 could be out of these also, and remaining 8 could be out of these 2 also, right? So minimum 42 or 43 questions are there out of these 3 parts, and that are more than sufficient to qualify your examination, because obviously you would solve some parts of comprehension also, some small passages you can take out. The comprehension part is provided in Hindi and English, both language also. The all paper is entirely examination paper is what in both medium. Now we are talking about data interpretation. Data interpretation is what? Data interpretation is what? When we represent the bunch of the questions in terms of graphs, means the data which we provide in question And this time we are not providing the data in question, we are giving the data in common for 4 questions or 5 questions or 3 questions. The data can be presented in form of tabular form, in form of pie chart, in form of line graph, in form of bar graph, right? So on the basis of that, 3, 4 or 5, some questions are asked. You need to use the given data to solve these questions. Like when we talk about profit and loss, what we say, like when we talk about the average also, what we use, we say that these are the values for 5 years, what are the average. But in terms of 5 values are provided in the graph, and question directly asks about what is the average for the particular given data. So what you need to use, you need to information from the graph, you need to use the question from the question itself, and on the basis of the combination of these two, you need to solve the questions, right? Mostly UPSC is not asking the question from this part from last 2 years. Initially they were asking some questions on the basis of table, 2 questions max at max. They're asking questions on the basis of pie graphs. Pie graph questions are there, 2 questions are there, and different pie graphs with there, like. But they were using the values in percentage, and questions were very easy. That means you need not to spend your more than 1 minute to solve 1 questions. Like graph means data is provided also easy. So you need not to, if you have not started, you need not to focus on that one. If you have percentage done, you can solve at least 1 question out of these 2 and 3. The maximum questions are there 2 to 3. Right? That means we can say that data interpretation is the important part also, but question up to the time 2 and 3 maximum questions are asked. So it could be possible that this time UPSC may ask about 2 questions or 1 question, because from last 2 years it is not giving the question from this set. Sorry. Right. So if you are revising, then it's okay. Then no need to go for the new one. Decision making. Decision making is the good part. Basically, decision making is what to check out your mindset about the problems, how you approach to solve the problems. What would you do after joining? That means they want to check your state of mind. You are too diplomatic or you are direct forward, right? So basically what they do, they provide a situation in the question and ask about your decision, what you will do. They gives you a situation and they put you into the situation and ask about the decision you would make in that situation, and 4 decisions are provided. There is no wrong and no right. Every decision could be right with different perspective of person, but with the ideal conditions, what they check, they have given marks for each and every one. That means this is the right one, the complete marks, some less, and this is what negative marking, right? So they have different set for decision making. These were given only in 2011 and 12 also. Afterwards, there was no question in UPSC examinations for decision making. I don't know why they are not giving the questions after that one, 2013. So, but it is very important one. It could be possible that this is not providing the question from this one. These are very easy parts, but you need to think one thing, that you cannot be straightforward also. You cannot be so diplomatic. Think on the given situations. Go with the flow and try to solve the diplomat one, right? Neither you are going the direct positive one, oh that's okay, मैं तो बहुत बड़ा भक्त हूँ and all that. No. And neither you are going that दुश्मनी तो कम ही नहीं होगी जी, कुछ भी हो जाए मारना है. Not this one. You need to find a way between these two. Means that you need to compromise. You need to balance these 2 parts, positive parts and the negative parts, right? So this is what your decision making part. Maximum questions are 4 and 5, which have been seen before through 4 and 5 years back. After that one, there's no question. So I would suggest you that if this is not time to start a new part of your examination, whatever you have done, you need to practice this one. If you have not done so enough to qualify the examination, you need to start one more part. You would go with this one. If you have these done, these 2, go with this one. Focus on these 3 if you are starting the next part, right? The part you have done is not enough to qualify the examinations, and you need to start a new part, then go with these three. These three parts are which can be go through very easily, and you can qualify the examination with very easy, because you are covering around of 45 questions, right? When we talk about, I have given you the topics of basic numeracy also. If you are going for the revision of the new part, don't move for so many topics. General mental ability is what the normal part you can easily solve out. The logical reasoning, go for the given topics, you'll find out. That means by the help of these three easily, you would be able to qualify your CSAT examination, and obviously you can solve some comprehension passage also. So do not start the new one. If you have not started anything, then obviously you had to start, because this is what qualifying nature, and you need to qualify that one also. Then focus on these three. Otherwise, what you have done, revise for this one, because 2 times and 3 times revisions make you perfect in the given topic. So it would be more easier to score besides starting a new part, right? So revise, stay focused, keep calm yourself, and try to think about like you are an expert. You are going to be the administrative officer, IAS examinations. You are going. So try to think like an IAS, because if it is a question provided in the examination, obviously it is not the question of 4 and 5 minutes. It is the question around of 1 minute. It is not about the solving skills. It is about the logical skills of your, how can you think by the different way. Mean the out of the box thinking is the question, because the job of IAS is also the out of the box thinking. You will face new problems in each and every day, obviously. Then you need to find out the unique decision, a unique solution, and a new solution, which could be the out of the box solution. So focus on this one, revise, no extra, keep yourself calm, logical thinking, try, develop your IQ level, right? Best of luck for your examinations. Good luck.